Hey everyone, so it's been a while since we've checked on our chicks. I check on them every day. My wife Becca's helping us film. Go ahead and say hi, Becca.
Hi.
She checks on them too. And lately there's been one chick in particular that's been having what's called pasty butt. So we're gonna check her out and we're gonna see if she still has it. We've been taking care of it for about a week now. Funny thing is we don't even know if this is a male or a female because the growth is stunted, so we're thinking that we could have a rooster instead of just chickens. So what we're gonna do is, you wanna go over there and flush them over here? We're gonna take a little break. Alright, so it took a little time to catch Lucy. She's pretty used to this by now. She's pretty small. You can see she's starting to get her feathers in on her wing. She's by far our smallest chick. But if you look at her butt, you can see how some of the poop is getting stuck around there. So pasty butt is when it backs up the anus so that it can't come out. So if you look right now, you can see that it's actually contracting. So she could go to the bathroom, but what we're gonna do is we're still gonna clean her up. So what you would do is you would take a damp, warm, wet rag and you would gently just wipe at her butt. So wiping gently will loosen all of that excess poop that's stayed on there so that nothing else can get stuck on there in the future. So I'm gonna finish wiping her up and then we'll come back when I'm done and we can put the coconut oil on her. All right, so we cleaned her up a little bit. Her butt's pretty dry. So what we're gonna do is grab some coconut oil.
What else does it do?
This coconut oil helps with the dryness, but it also helps if she ever gets diarrhea again, or if there's anything that might get stuck to her butt, like her poop. It'll help to where it'll run off and help it actually come out instead of just sticking around her anus. On top of that, if you look down here, you can see that she's missing quite a few feathers. So what we're gonna do is we have this Pick No More cover-up solution. Typically it's used to prevent other chickens from picking on her, but we've noticed that she's actually been doing this a majority to herself. So what we're just gonna do is take it and kind of rub it around so that she doesn't wanna peck at her own butt. And this is gonna hopefully prevent any more in future problems that we have with Lucy. Alright, so we got their enclosure all cleaned. That corner over there, they kind of all huddled up in, so I didn't get it too well. But some things that we've done to kind of prevent a little bit of maintenance here is this water. I used some old rope that I had, and I hung it up. This prevents them from being able to get as many wood shavings in there, which over time gets to be a real hassle because you have to change it almost every day. This is their feeder. This is just starter food to help them grow. Has nutrients and vitamins in there for them. They'll go through that in about a day, so you have to change it fairly often. Other than that, this is just some wood shavings. If any of you all have had hamsters before, it's pretty much the same stuff that you have in there. But now we'll introduce you to all the others. We met Lucy, so we have 5 more chicks that we'll introduce. So, first, we'll grab maybe one of these ladies. So here we have Ethel. She's gonna be a big bird. She'll probably be around 10 pounds. She's a Brahma. And you can see her coloration is starting to come in there on her back. So she's starting to get her adult feathers and feather out. If we look underneath at her butt, she has a little bit of residual poop, but she does not have pasty butt like Lucy did. So that's Ethel. She's one of our bigger birds. Then we have our queen bee here, Mabel. So Mabel is a barred rock. She's our biggest bird, but she's not supposed to be the biggest one when adult age. They do grow a little bit faster because they do reach maturity quicker. Hers is a little bit harder to see, but she is getting her full feathers in. And we'll just round out the darker birds here. And here we got Fanny. So we named her Fanny because she's Americana. She's probably not going to get a booty, so we thought it'd be funny to name her Fanny. She also will lay multicolored eggs, so blue, green eggs. They're called the Easter egg bird. She also has a different tail, so we'll hope that she's not a male too. There you go, Fanny. All right. Now we got our New Hampshire Red. Actually, no, this is our Buff Orpington. This is Wilma. She's been having a little bit of trouble with pasty butt too, but hers isn't nearly as bad as Lucy's. And she actually doesn't look too bad today, but we are going to take the rag to her because we want to be able to get it all off. Or if I run my fingers along it, it just falls off. So we actually aren't going to take the rag to her. We're just going to get some coconut oil for her. So if you look at Wilma's butt, you can see that she still has all of her feathers around her butt. She hasn't been picking at herself like Lucy has. So that's the issue that we're having with Lucy, really, is the picking. There you go, Wilma. And last but not least, we have Agnes. She is our New Hampshire Red. So she's going to have some pretty big eggs. She'll produce fairly often. She's also a really cold, hardy girl. So these are breeds coming off of the Rhode Island Red. They live in Northeast United States is where they come from. They were bred to live in the cold, so they can survive up to negative 20 degrees outside. So those are all the ladies. We're hoping that they're all ladies. When you get chickens, sometimes you can get a straight run, which means it's a 50-50 mix. You don't know if you're going to get boys or girls. We got what are called pullets, which is they're try to get females in the mix. Sometimes the male will slip through. Unfortunately, because we live in Fort Morgan, if one of these chickens did turn out to be a male, we would have to take care of that. So if Lucy, for some reason, was a lucky instead, we unfortunately couldn't keep her, but I would keep him until he was big enough to slaughter, and then we would have some free chicken. So that is the way of life. That's the way things happen. We're gonna hope that doesn't have to happen, but it might. Who knows, if that does, that we might make a video just to show you all what happens in life and how things circle around. All right, well, go ahead and get one last look at them, and we'll call it a night.